next installment of this, all you gotta do is be subscribed. Be subscribed. And drop your name in the comments below. What does that say? Okay. And so yeah, we're gonna get started. First name we have, like my pen, is Robert. Seriously, Pando, it's definitely not getting picked up today. Okay, well, so yeah, Robert. This pen might be a little thin. Actually, should I do something? Sharpie might be better suited. Alright, so, first name is Robert. How are you doing, Robert? Thank you for leaving your name, Robert. Did you know, which you didn't know, but I actually have a cousin named Robert. Rob for short. That's what we always call him, as Rob. Do people call you just Rob? Anyways, we grew up together, and when I was a wee lad, we lived like on the same street, like within like 4 houses of each other. So we played all the tickety time, and you know, it was whatever it was. You know what I mean? I just remember good times. However, my cousin here, who I haven't actually seen in a little while, but he opened a restaurant recently, and my mother went there, right? And can you believe he was telling my mom this old story about when I beat him up when we lived back on way back on the day, and I was like, first of all, snitch. No, but seriously, I was like, first of all, I don't remember that. I don't remember that whatsoever. But I do remember him getting on my last nerve several times, and he really had to be getting on my last nerve for me to beat him up, because it would have taken a lot. It would have taken so much. Who knows what he up and done did, but it was his fault. That's what I'm saying. I ain't gaslight nobody, but I know it had to be his fault. Anyways, that's just a random little story because that just came up recently. But thanks, Rob, for featuring my name. And by the way, if your cousin beats you up, take it to the grave. I'm just kidding. But seriously, thanks for submitting your name. And now we're gonna move on to the next person. Next up, we have Kyle. How are you doing today, Kyle? How are you doing? Let me know in the comments below how you've been doing lately. One of my dearest friends is named Kyle, and he's actually the youngest in our group. And what else about Kyle? I don't know. He's the one like friend in the group who, like, when he collected something when we were younger, he never got out of that thing. You know what I mean? So it's like he collected all the things since then. Like, he's always been into like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards, and he has like just this treasure trove of that kind of stuff. Like, and then not only that, but he's the kind of person who can play a game and then play it over and 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 over again. Like, I'll play it, beat it, complete it, start it all over again. Like, I'll have only a few games where I can do that. Normally it's like twice tops, and the gap is pretty far between when I started and when I reset. You know what I'm saying? Like with Animal Crossing New Horizons, I put so many hours into that game that I literally just, I can't go back to it. I can't actually like start the game and try to play it again. But I also cannot like delete my island. I put too much time into it. It's got a lot of sentimental value. That game got me to the pandemic job. Anyways, Kyle, tell me how you doing. What's your nickname, Kyle? Because I can't think of a nickname for Kyle. Kyle. Guy. But that doesn't sound right. Anyways, thank you for submitting your name, Kyle. And now let's move on to the next person. Next up, we've got Cubecraft. Now, I don't know Cube's actual name, but he wanted me to just call him this, so this is what we're going to call him. Or Cube for short, which is what I'm going to call you. How's it going, Cube / Cubecraft? Just in case this is supposed to be used for like promotional purposes. I got you. Anyways, Cubecraft, let me know how you're doing. Recently I had a thing where I decided, I'm not going to tell that story. But anyways, tell me how you're doing. Tell me how life is going in Minecraftville, because I did check out your chickadee channel, and you've got like a thing going on. You never said that. I should have known, because that picture and your profile picture is actually very high quality, but still, I was like, oh, like, you're a YouTuber. Like, you never said that, you crap. You never said that. Not only that, but you have more subscribers than me. But yeah, and you're really good at it, though. You're really good. You have good talking. Like, you're really good on camera. So, shout out to you, because you're definitely younger than me. And I don't know if I would have been that well spoken. Like, if I were like a teen, doing like YouTube. In fact, I wouldn't have. I would have been doing it. That's so hard to say. I mean, technically, I guess I did. So, but that's a whole other story. That's in the vault. But yes, what's going on in Cubecraft? What's going on in Cubecraftville and Minecraft? And apparently Roblox, which do you prefer? Now, the name implies Minecraft, right? Because Minecraft is a bunch of cubes. And then you get the craft in there, so Minecraft, Cubecraft. But the nature of both Minecraft and Roblox are sort of cubes, right? Like that's the whole kind of shape thing that I got going on. So, which is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. I'm gonna say Minecraft, but I could be wrong. Let us know. By the way, you didn't design a game, did you? Like, I might have misinterpreted something that I read on there once, or in one of your comments. But you didn't create a game, did you? That's not like, did you do that? Because that's crazy if you did. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know. And now we shall move on to the next person. See, I can't tell if the light is blowing out this white, so you can't see anything at all or not. But anyways, next up we have Herbert. Oh, wait a minute, Herbert, how are you doing? Herbert, not to be confused with Sherbert. Have you ever had Sherbert before, Herbert? And what do you feel about it? Like, I just don't know how I feel about Sherbert. It's because it's a iced, like, ice creamy type of deal. But I think, what is Sherbert? Is it yogurt? Is that what it's supposed to be? Is it frozen yogurt? I don't know. But it's always very fruity, right? Like, that's the only sherbet I've ever had. It's very fruity. And that's very particular for me. And I guess really when it comes to fruity ice creams or frozen desserts, I prefer them to be more in the vanilla, in the strawberry, chocolate, mix it up kind of realm. But not like orangey, blueberry-y, lemony. Like, that's not what I like. And I kind of feel like sherbet kind of falls more into the like super tarty fruit. Am I right, Herbert? Herbert. And let me guess, people call you Bert for short. So how are you doing, Bert? Oh, I guess then they could call you Herb. See, now, that would be an interesting nickname. They could go a lot of ways. But let's just assume that they're calling you Bert. Tell me how you're doing, Bert. What did you eat for dinner today? What did I eat? Oh, I haven't eaten yet, but I do plan on having pizza, a frozen pizza. But I'm gonna add a little extra something to it, you know what I'm saying? A little extra cheese, a little extra sauce, a little extra pepperoni. You know what I mean? Really do it up. So, that's what I'm doing. Let me know what you're doing. Are you having pizza? You probably aren't having pizza. Well, abroad, so I could assume, but we won't this time. So anyways, thank you for submitting your name. Did I say that in the last person's name? Did I say thank you? Just in case I didn't thank you to the person before I was submitting the name, which was CubeCraft. Not to infringe on this person's, not to infringe on you, Herbert. But anyways, thank you both for submitting your names. Now we should move on to the next person. Next up, we've got Anne. How are you doing, Anne? Let's see, Anne. Well, I guess Anne in itself is basically a nickname. But wait a minute, if Anne's the nickname, then what's the longer version? Oh, Annabelle. Are you Annabelle? I think I've done an Annabelle before. Are you Annabelle? Yeah. Okay, you're probably not Annabelle. But I do like the name Anne. I mean, I guess I technically like most names. Who doesn't like a name? That would be really interesting. Actually, I can think of a couple that I don't like, but I won't mention them. But I do like most names, and I also like Anne. Let's make up a new nickname for Anne. Let's call you... So if it's Anne, no, let's just call you Na. Or would it be Nee? Okay, we're not going to do that. I'm really grasping at straws here. Because I know I've used an Anne in the past. And I remember talking about my puppy. Not my puppy, but my friend's puppy. And I can't make that reference all over again. I also remember making a reference to Anne Hathaway. Who's another famous Anne? Anne Dunst, that's another thing. Anne, what is my hair getting in my mouth? Anne Hathaway, no. Anne Hathaway. Okay, we're done. Actually, since we're talking about pets, you got any pets? Do you have a pet frog? Or what's that little hairy thing called? A gerbil? Or a guinea pig? What's the difference between a gerbil and a guinea pig? Am I really tripping here? Like, is a gerbil like way different than a guinea pig? Like, what is it, like a squirrel? What if I'm way off? No, people have gerbils in little cages in our house. I'm not tripping that much. Which one do you got? Oh, which is the difference? Anyway, you don't have to answer that. But do you have any pets? You got any cat? And is it true that you are a cat person? Because I'm getting cat vibes. Now you can't see it because I ran out of space, but that last one says vibes. Are you a dog person? Now listen. Never mind. We're not going to talk about cat people. But are you a dog person? Or are you maybe a fish person? Did I ever tell you guys that story about my brothers when I was growing up? My brother's father, so we have different dads. Well, I have a different dad, and they're older, so my mom was married, and they came, and then, divorce happened. Anyways, so they were, with their dad, got us all, like, a pet. So my two brothers got a pet to share, which was a turtle, and I got my very own goldfish. And they both died the same day. I was devastated, but also, so were they. And remember, what was the name of that turtle? It was the cutest little turtle ever. What was our name for him? Like, it started with an S. Oh, I can't remember. My mom would remember so easily. But it was a cute little turtle. But apparently they got into this huge fight while I was outside killing my goldfish inadvertently. Because I took him out. I wanted him to go outside and play with him and show him off and all that stuff. So I put him in like a little bowl thing to go outside and play. But he ended up flopping out of that bowl. And fish don't do too well on concrete, and because they be flopping and flipping all over the place, it's hard to pick them up. They're all slippery. Well, he didn't make it. The good news is I never actually got a chance to name him. So anyways, but the turtle, apparently when I was outside, they were inside arguing and fighting over something, right? And they knocked over his aquarium and he got crushed. Wait a minute, no, that's not the story. Is that the story? he ended up getting crushed, but I can't remember if it was from the fall or if one of them accidentally stepped on him when they were looking for him. I think that's the one that happened, but anyways, he ended up perishing. So the same day, we got pets and murdered them, basically. We were kids, but still. Yeah, and I didn't get another kid until, or another kid, wow. I didn't get another pet until way later. Todd basically a teen, so, yeah. But yes, thank you, Anne, for submitting your name. That was a very long-winded one, wasn't it? But thank you for submitting your name. Now we're going to move on to the next person. Next name, we've got... Can you see that? I must remember. You're definitely going to be able to see it now. Because I done budgeted it to hell. But the next name is Day. Day, how are you doing, Day? Day is almost certainly short for something, but... How are you doing? Let me know how you're doing. What if Day isn't short for something and you're just Day? That would actually be pretty unique if you were asking me. Now, I do have another long-winded story, but we're telling it because we just are. But when I was younger, okay, Day, when I was a wee lad, like literally a child, I had a nickname, and it was Tutor's Day. Tutor's Day, that was my nickname my mom gave me, and I really liked it. It was mine, it was unique, and it was all mine. Tutor's Day, or Tutors for short, but it was Tutor's Day at full length, okay, right? Well, tell me why when my first nephew was born, they started calling him Tutor's Day. They literally gave him my freaking nickname. I'm not even kidding, they gave him my nickname. I was like, no, was I when he was born? Like 12 or, no, maybe 11. I don't remember, but I was young, and I was devastated, like literally almost traumatized. They were trying to give that kid my name. I was so angry. And I do remember that actually took me a while to get over. It took me so long to get over, and I hated hearing them call him Tutors. That was my nickname. I'm Tutor's Day. Who does that? They gave the kid my name. I'm sorry, but now that I think about it, I'm not kidding. They gave him my nickname. That's crazy. And I had a thing about like things being all mine. I guess I still have it to this day. Oh, I think that's something I should bring up in therapy. Now that I think about it, that makes a whole lot of sense about a couple things. Because it was all mine, but they gave it away. They gave away that thing that was all mine. Anyways, I got a little deep. But wasn't that name kind of cute though? Tutors. Tutors. I have no idea how my mother came up with that nickname, but it was very unique and I liked it. But we called my nephew that up until basically he outgrew it basically. But yeah, so I eventually accepted it and was fine. Even I called him Tutors at a certain point. But yeah, that's my long-winded random story about Tutor's Day. But anyways, thank you, Day, for submitting your name. And now it's time to move on to the next person. Next up, we have Sammy. Sam, I am not. Alright, Sammy. Or Sam for short, but let's just call you Sammy just in case you hate the nickname Sam. Oh, and I guess, isn't Sammy a bit of a unisex name? In fact, when this name first popped into my head just now, I immediately thought of a girl, even though I feel like I've seen more men with the name. Maybe it's Sam. I don't know. Anyway, Sam, tell me how you're doing today. Okay, how's the weather in your area? It's actually trying to get chilly here, which I'm not sure how I feel about. I've been sick of the heat. But now that it's getting a little cooler, I'm not so sure if I'm ready for that. So, I don't know, Sam. This weather, it's just so weird. The seasons have been so bizarre. I feel like we skipped spring entirely this year here in Ohio. We didn't get spring. It just went from one weird weather situation to another. And then into like the super ultra heat of summer. You know what I mean? Like, what's happening? And then like lately we'll have like a really on here? Anyway, Sam. Sam, I am. Isn't that the name of that girl from iCarly? Carly. Isn't that the name of that girl from iCarly? Didn't she write a book about how much she hates her mother? Is that her? I'm pretty sure that's her. Is her real name Sam? Maybe I'm just mixing up. No, I think it's like Janet or Janelle or something like that, right, Sam? I don't know. Sam. Sam. Oh my god, and there's that one thing, the son of Sam. Wasn't that a serial killer? Oh my god, anyway, Sammy. I'm mixing it up. It's Sammy. It's not Sam, it's Sammy. It's so hard to get used to that. You know what's weird is every time I say Sammy, I think of Sam and Patty. That's so random. Sam and Sammy. Oh, that's not that weird actually. It's very close. Anyways, I'm sorry, Sammy. I don't know. I got really off track with this one, but thank you very much for submitting your name. And now we're gonna move on. Next up. Adriana. Adriana. How are you doing, Adriana? Adriana. I like that name, Adriana. There's so many different ways to do this, to go with that. Oh, they could just call you Rihanna. They could do that, okay? Or they could call you Adrian. Or they could call you Anna. Man, this name is very versatile, Adriana. Adriana. You know, some people get really, really up in toes about whether you call a name like this Anna or Anna. So it's like, Adriana. Are you Adriana or Adriana? Do you not care? See, my friend, his firstborn daughter, which, is that right? How many kids did he got? Not that many. 3. Actually, I'm already saying too much. But anyways, he had. I can't. I'm really losing it today. I cannot go into any of that detail I was about to go into. But let's just say there was a person named Anna at the end of their name was Anna, and I always called him that, but Anna at the end, and they always lost it. Like, it's Anna, and I'm like, first of all, Anna sounds better, anyways. But I bet you when she gets older, she's gonna go by Anna. She's gonna same name, but it was Anna at the end with the Anna. It's because it sounds better. But of course, if you are more of an Anna person, then disregard everything I just said, and I take it all back, and I don't mean any of that. But anyways, Adriana, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, okay? I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope your nails are in really good condition, okay? I hope that none of your eyelashes fall into your eye lately like some of mine have been doing. And most importantly, I hope you're staying hydrated, Adriana. Yes, Adriana. I wonder if it would actually be spelled with an E if it was Adrian. No, anyway, I'm tripping. Thank you very much, Adriana, for submitting your name. You know what that means? It means we're moving on. Next up. Why are you way over there? Anyways. Next up, we've got, Mason, like Freemason, or not, no affiliation, by the way, are like Mason Statham. Wait, that might not be right. Oh, I think it's Jason Statham. Disregard that last part. Like Mason Square Garden. Wait, that's Madison Square Garden. My bad on that. Mason. Never mind. Okay, I don't got nothing from Mason apparently. I don't know a Mason. Oh, do they call you Mace for short? That would be really neat. What is with me and nicknames? I get really caught up on nicknames for some reason, but it matters. Mace, that'd be pretty cool if they called you Mace. I'm sure Some people call you son, like your mom and dad. Ah! Okay, never mind me. Mason. Yeah, that's pretty Mesa. No, they're not gonna call you that. Okay. Anyways, Mason, how are you doing? Tell me about your latest endeavors in life, and how are they going? Oh, they're going very, really well. But it's time to discuss them. Okay, let it all out. How frustrated are you with that one thing that's just getting on your nerves? Tell me all about it. Tell me all about it. Because I can relate. Actually, that's one of the few things about me that, I've got going for me. Is that I can actually relate to pretty much anything, even if I don't have experience with it. That's very strange though, right? It's really weird. It's very weird. Anyways. Okay, Mason, I guess I'm done with this one already. But thank you for submitting your name, Mason. Don't forget to drop your comments and blah, blah, blah. Now let's move on to the next person. Next up, it's Keri. Keri. Keri, how are you doing today, Keri? What is the name of that damn picture in your profile picture? Or, it's from Hello Kitty. Did I talk about this before? I feel like I was talking about this damn kitty. No. It was the little blue thing. Right, no. I know that one. That was Puffball or something like that. This one is it the one that has like the crazy name where it's like I love you or something like that? Or My Melody? Is that My Melody? Are you My Melody? Is that who's in your profile picture? My Melody. What a strange name. I'm just saying. Anyways, Keri, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fantastic. Let me know what your favorite color is, though. I really need to know that. Now, I could assume it's pink, but that would be very a hollow guess, wouldn't you say? So I'm going to guess. Wait a minute, did I already do this? This would be so weird if I did this same name and had this same, like, answer thing that I'm doing right now, like, about the colors. Because I do remember asking somebody what their favorite color was, and they were like, it's this color. Wait, am I just imagining that I did that? Oh my gosh. I really am bird brain, Keri. How are you doing? Do you have ADHD or any type of attention deficit kind of issues going on in your life? And what do you do to manage it? Because this terror isn't doing enough for me. But seriously, I hope you're doing super duper well. And you're a pretty frequent commenter, I would say. Are you? I see you enough that I'm familiar with you at the very least. And I appreciate you. Also, quite a few of the others. In fact, all of the others. It's not like I don't appreciate some of you. I do appreciate you all. But it's extra nice when I see some familiar faces. So, and actually, a lot of these names look familiar, not even gonna lie. Actually, no, they don't. Okay, you're so funny. Okay, Keri. Tell me a funny story from your childhood. Let me know. I want to hear it. I need to laugh. Tell me all about it. Even if it's an inside joke that I won't get. Tell me anyways. Alright, Keri. I appreciate you. My Keri. Get it? My Melody. My Keri. I would be so embarrassed if My Melody isn't the name of that character in your profile picture. But there's the Hello Kitty, and then there's Kitty. There's that purple one. There's the blue one, which I know it's not My Melody. There's no way that's the purple one. It's like Puff something, right? Oh my god, what if it is My Melody? So then what's the purple? Anyways, let's move on, Keri. Thank you so much for submitting your name, Keri. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And now let's move on to the next person. Next up, we have Rhythm. Alright, we've got Rhythm. We've got Rhythm, that kind of thing. guys remember that song? Oh, it was a Disney show. It jumped to the rhythm. Did the rhythm. What was that from? Was that from Jump In? That movie with oh, I used to know that guy's name. I used to know it. He's in High School Musical. Jump to the rhythm. What is it? Corbin Blue. Corbin Blue. Yeah, I remember I was like obsessed with that hair that he had. It was like super duper big and curly. Whatever happened to him, by the way? I guess you could say that about anybody from the cast of High School Musical. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? I guess Zach is kind of still doing things, right? And then you had others. Pretty much none of the others are really like in high rotation right now, are they? Wait a minute. Was that? No, that's not her. I'm thinking of Clay. See, there was Ashley Tisdale. There was Vanessa Hudgens. I've seen Vanessa in a couple things. Not gonna lie. In fact, wasn't she just in Bad Boys? Was she in that movie recently? I always did like her. Remember that song, Say Okay? That is a classic. I don't care what anyone is. Say Okay is, like, seriously, that's a good song. She had no business going off on that song the way she did. She's not a particularly great singer, I will say that, but she was good on that song. So, actually, a lot of them weren't that great of singers. But, you know, Disney, if you act, you can sing. Who are we on? Rhythm. That's not funny. We're talking about High School Musical and rhythm and all that stuff. It works out very natural. See, that's why I do this. Whatever's on the top of my head just comes rhythm. Did you know that rhythm is a dancer? Did you know that? Rhythm is a dancer. Something, something, dancer. What kind of music is that called? Is that called house music? I mean, I know they all have like compilations of like party music. Rhythm is Black Eyed Peas just did a cover of that. I think it was not very good. Rhythm is. Anyways, I'm losing track of things. Thank you very much, Rhythm, for submitting your name, and now we're going to move on to the next person. Next up, we've got Katelyn. Let's just turn the dang page because I'm tired of bending the dang book. Hands upside down. Katelyn. John and Katelyn plus Aitlyn. Do you know that reference? Probably not. Anyways, Katelyn, how are you doing? How are you doing, Katelyn? I don't think I've ever seen Katelyn spelled this way before. Ever. Because it's literally Kate and then Lynn. Like, I've never seen that before. Like, normally there's a couple extra N's in the A, or they've used an I somewhere in here, but I've never seen it spelled this way before, and especially with the K. Katelyn, you've got a lot going on here. Someone was trying to be super duper unique with the spelling of your name. They're like, my Katelyn's gonna be different than all the other Katelyns. And honestly, they kind of went off. So, shout out to Mom and Dad for naming you the first name, giving the spelling this way. For giving the spelling this way, because it definitely stands out. And it's so easy to just call you Kate because it's literally right there. Anyways, Katelyn, tell me how you're doing. Oh, Katelyn, that's Katelyn. Oh no, I can't talk about that, Katelyn. That's the first Katelyn that came to my mind. I wonder why. What that one's spelled with a C. Katelyn, like another Katelyn. Katelyn Hook. I made that one up. Katelyn. I don't know any more famous Katelyns. Katelyn. I can't even think of somebody in a TV show that's named Katelyn. Katelyn. I wonder if you go by Kate or if you go by Lynn, or if you just try to go by Katelyn. I can't think of a time where I've called someone Katelyn and their full name like that before. Huh. How interesting, Katelyn. Are you a Pepsi or a Coca kind of person? It's no secret around here, okay, that I am a Pepsi diehard. But I'm not going to hold it against you. If you prefer Coke, okay? Because everyone has the right to be wrong. Okay, so Katelyn, also, what's your favorite season? Let me know what your favorite season is and why is it autumn. Personally, I'm I'm somewhere on the fence with autumn. Like, I don't know. It gets kind of gray. You do got the leaves. I do like them leaves. But it's like it's time to ramp up this seasonal depression. You know what I'm saying? And that's not very fun when you already have depression. So, and we're on the highest dosage of your medications, your multiple medications. Anyways, we're going on a tangent, Katelyn. Stay on track. Keep me on track, Katelyn. You know how I get. Anyways, I already made the John and Kate joke, didn't I? So basically, John and Kate was a show where they had 8 kids, and then the father cheated on the mother, and they got divorced. Imagine starting a family and having 8 kids, and then suddenly you're a single parent. But I also heard that she's kind of crazy and kind of a terrible mother. So, like, they were saying that she was neglecting the one kid. She was... Anyways, let me stay out of that, because I only vaguely know the story. But it's crazy, you know what I mean? Anyways, thank you, Katelyn, for submitting your name. And we will move on to the very last name. Alright, this is what I believe to be the very last name. I'm pretty sure. But like I said, if you want to be in the next installment of this series, then drop your name in the comments below. Make sure that you are subscribed. Isn't that so weird? Like, if you know that I had a hard time rolling my tongue early in the year, and suddenly I can do it just fine. What is up with that? Anyways, Laura. Every time I see this name, I think of the song Daniel. No. I think she also had a song called Laura. I'm thinking of a band called Bat for Lashes. Have you ever heard of them before? Probably not. They're kind of obscure in a lot of ways. But she had a song called Daniel, and I'm pretty sure she had a song called Laura. And the song about Laura was like really depressing, I think. Or was it? Yeah, she had a song called Laura. And every time I see this name, the way she says Laura pops into my head. I can't remember the vibes of the song. I just remember it's kind of a sad one, so don't go looking that one up. Unlike, say, Florence and the Machine, who I referenced in a previous installment. What was that song? I don't even remember. So Laura is the name of a author of a book that I read a couple years ago about this, like, old lady detective. It was so wholesome. It was such a wholesome book. And I do believe I actually bought the second book, and I didn't finish it because right away it was not as good as the first one. I was like, what is that? If there were so many deviations for one thing, I don't know. Shame on you, Laura, because you did not get it right with that second book. Laura makes something, I don't remember. Anyways, Laura Croft. I did not like that movie. Anyways, what else, Laura? Alright, I haven't asked you enough about you. So, Laura, what is your nickname? Oh, what if they called you Aura? That would be so cool. Aura, that would be so neat. There's just so much you can do with that. Aura, I love that. That's pretty much the only thing you can do, really, with Laura. Aura, but that's so neat. Aura, there's just so neat. Yes, I'm Aura. Like, could you imagine the energy, the vibes? It's so powerful. Just the name. Anyways, let's see here. Do you have a favorite video game? Okay, by the way, do not say that you don't play video games if you have any games on your phone that you play ever, okay? Because it's a video game. So, just let me know that you love Candy Crush or Clash of Clans or Call of Duty Mobile or can you believe they got rid of the Simpsons Tapped Out? I never played that game, but I remember that, like, on the, like, what is that? The app stores, like, top grossing charts. That game was always up there. Like that movie, that game was making bang. It's so weird they get rid of it. But I didn't like that. I didn't like that game. It's too many microtransactions for one thing. And plus, yeah, that's another thing. So imagine if you were somebody who was playing that game and you got highly invested, because that game was out for years, right? So imagine you playing that for years, and suddenly they're like, yeah, that's the end of it. And because this is an online game, you can't play it offline. You know what I mean? Really, really freaking lame. See, that's why I try not to get attached to mobile games, because anytime they can just snatch it away from you, that's it. If they don't work online, or if they don't work offline, then they can just take it away from you forever, and it'll be the end of it. After all the money they make, it's just crazy. Anyways, what are we talking about, Laura? How did we get on games? Oh yeah, you're supposed to be talking about your favorite game. It's Animal Crossing. Because that would not be shocking, because that's easy to be your favorite game. That's definitely among my favorite series of all time, is Animal Crossing. Even though, overall, Animal Crossing New Horizons is kind of mid, okay? But I had the luxury of playing Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I know the bar that set. So if you were one of the many people who skipped that and started with Horizons, then you don't know what you missed. Okay, and Horizons is probably like, wow, this was amazing. But if you had played New Leaf, you would know. You would know how they managed to do all that on a little teeny 3DS, and they could match it on the Switch. It makes no sense. Nintendo is just getting lazy. They're getting so lazy, especially with Pokemon. What is going on with them? Pokemon. We're done. We're not gonna go on our rant. We'll say that for another But anyways, Lord, thank you for submitting your name. And that concludes our Say My Subscriber's Name video. But just in case, let me check and make sure I've got no more names written down. Yes, that is all of the names we have in here. So, once again, thank you for submitting your names. And I suppose I'll see you in the next installment or the next video. Whichever, okay? I appreciate you submitting your nicky names. Your name. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking the video and hyping it up. Yeah, thanks for all those things. And until I see you in the next video, take care of yourselves. And peace out. By the way, I can't see a dang thing with these on. So